So I have realized trying to do a series of videos with two knockoffs based on the same Bandai kit doesn't work that well. There aren't a ton. I thought there would be, but I haven't been able to locate a lot. I'm sure there's more than I know of, but that's fine because you know what? Doing a video series of knockoffs versus the official, I think makes more sense because you know what? You'd think that the official would always be better, but I think as we've seen as I've made videos from Temu and stuff, that's not always the case. So, first video of Bootleg Be Better. Triple B, and we're starting with the A, the Asshimar. This is such a silly kit. It's a mobile suit that turns into a flying saucer. Like, Zeta, you crazy? But I do appreciate it. And this model, 2005. It's 20 years old now. And it still holds up, I think anyways, which is maybe why they decided to knock it off, because it's pretty good. I like the Federation version too, but I think I like this one a little more just because its color scheme's really weird. Like you got the macaroni yellow with the forest green, a very weird combination, and then just a Dom face and smack down in the middle. Kind of weird. And very minimal stickers. Forehead camera, nothing moves in the eye, unfortunately. These little purple parts on the arms, which if they weren't there, I wouldn't know that they were supposed to be there. And this one here. Is this a sensor camera thing? I have no idea, but it's there. Now, while I didn't get this in 2005, I've had it for about a decade, if not a little longer. And ever since I've got it, this hinge, because there's a double hinge in the stomach here for the crotch, so you can get a little bit of ab crunch going on for posability, but it's always been rather loose. You just try to move something and it just does its own thing. Backpack too. It's supposed to tab into the little grooves here, and it does, but as you can see, it doesn't really have any friction. There's no solidity. It just like comes out. You just touch it a little bit. Everything else is pretty good though, and it has a little bit of detailing. You can see I've picked out. Funny, these detailing are not on this side. I guess they're not supposed to be. I have no idea. And I've just noticed this panel on the bum. Doesn't that look like Cheridim's shield bits? I think it does. That's silly. And other than that, you've got two punching hands and then the trigger finger. Now, I wish I had the other punching hand with me because I don't think that trigger finger really works well when you transform it. And I don't know where it is. And also the knockoff doesn't really work that well. It's really floppy on here. Of course, I want to keep it on the knockoff. Anyways, it also comes with one weapon, this beam rifle, which is very unique. Its beam effect in the show, if I remember correctly, is like a loop-de-loop sort of thing. It's kind of weird. It's unique. It is unique, and it is a unique shape. Got a little pop-out handle. I mean, you can peg it onto the back, so it can store back here. But there's also a peg hole here you can use to cover with a little panel here for a stand. It comes with a stand. It's a pretty nice stand. It's rather thick. I don't know where mine is, but it's not a big deal. But it's nice that it comes with one. But if you don't have that, you can always do something else with it. Like have it in the hand. And no, that's the Asshimar. And it's a mobile suit mode. So why don't we take a look at the knockoff right here? Not sure who made this one. I'm gonna say it was, is it Xinjiang? Something like that. Probably. I don't know. It might not be. It might be JMS. I don't know because the box is very unique. It was called like pumpkin pie. So it's one of the companies that really like to do that. And I know JMS was one of them. I don't know if they're still going. Maybe somebody else did it. But I'm glad they had fun with the box. And this guy is, well, it's essentially the same. Colors are minor difference. Yes. Okay. Very different. A little different. The yellow is more matte compared to the official. So it's a matte color. The green is also a little more matte, but it's very hard to tell compared to that because it's the green, I guess. And so you can tell better with the brighter yellow. And the red seems to be the same. That purpley weird inner frame seems to be the same. But one thing they changed. Looking on the backpack, see how all the thrusters on the legs are red and the ones in the backpack are yellow? Those are separate pieces. I don't know if they're supposed to be yellow. Maybe they are in the model design. I don't know, but I would have liked them to be red. Well, they're red on the knockoff. And hey, you also get the yellow one. So if you don't want the red and you want it to look exactly like the official, you can, but I appreciate the red because now it matches all the other thrusters on the actual kit. I like it. Another thing, joints in the crotch, nice and tight. You gotta actually put some pressure. Same thing with the backpack connector. It actually tabs in. Listen. Okay, you may not hear it, but I think you heard that when it comes off. I don't know. But yeah, it's the solidity of this is way better. I've had this obviously a lot longer, but as far as I can remember, it was always loose in those two areas. So already it has better like parts count and colors, I'd say. And once again, unless that's not official, then whatever, doesn't matter. I still like it. And it has tighter joints in certain spots. So that's cool. And yeah, everything else is tight, works the same. I got both fists in here. Yeah, it's just like the other one. It's just a little tighter here and there. And the beam rifle is exactly the same. Holds it exactly the same. You got the trigger finger. Still nice and tight and accurate. And I like how they're bent a little bit. It really helps with the design of the arm. And another thing that the designers did when they originally made this is they had little tabs that peg the green into the arm, because this slides, the arm parts or the hand slides in, so they tabbed it in mobile suit mode, and it's really good. But you want to make sure you keep it pushed down, because the ball joints on both kits for the hands really tight, which is good. So that's cool, right? But they go a little farther and you got two guns. Now you got double the trouble. So now you can really put another one in the other hand, because they give you another trigger finger hand, but for the left hand. And the official, because it's been a long time since I built it, but I was looking up and it didn't come with another trigger finger hand because it only had one gun. So why would they do that? But these guys do. So they actually modified, because they had to like mirror it over. Oh my god, I forgot how hard it is to get the hand back in when it pops off, because man, you really gotta make sure you hold that panel in to keep the wrist piece secure. And for some reason I was fighting with it forever, and then I'm like, just take the arm apart and then peg it directly into the hand and then assemble it. That was way too stupid. But hey, it's got two guns now. Double the gun, double the fun. So that's really nice. Extra gun. And another thing I noticed, it has the extra detailing on the back, just like the front, whereas the official one does not. Is that accurate? No idea. I'm assuming probably not. And I'm not sure if there's any other details in the panel lining or the rest of the armor that's different. I don't think so, but I don't know. I could be wrong. But I did notice those ones. Now, transformation. We're going to use the official. And I'm going to remove this hand because I don't have the closed fist. And this one here, it goes in really well, but it's super loose and it's not important. Just pretend it's there. So we're going to get this guy into its UFO mode. So you got to flip open that panel. And then you can slide the arm in, close it up. It's usually better to keep it like that, I find anyways. And you can close the arm. Same thing here, pretend the hand's there. And you can rotate that up, bring the shoulder armor, so it makes a nice little crescent moon. Alright, now the backpack has already untabbed itself here, but then these little thrusters, they go up like that. And this is such a cool design, because you unpeg the chest, kind of like Optimus Prime, but there's no matrix in here. There's little tabs which go in here for mobile suit mode. These actually go into the crotch. There's a teeny tiny little tab hole right behind the yellow, and so it's actually double hinge. It'll come all the way up. He'll be kissing himself goodnight. Okay, and then we're gonna try and make a circle. All these squares make a circle. So let's get the head around, and then we can pull out the helmet, and then flip in the little horn, but it doesn't stay in. Actually, it might be the other way around, because the little black part probably has to be on top. That is a sticker too, but you only see it in this mode. And then you're just wanting to tab everything together to make a circle. Now, it can be a little more tricky than you think, but once you get the arms tabbed into the backpack, it's like it stays pretty well, and then everything else can kind of follow suit. So now we have GUR FO mode. Interesting. And that's why you need that one panel, because this is the panel for the crotch and for the stand in mobile suit mode, but now it's not going to be there, so you want that panel there to cover that up, cover his shame. And then just a matter, I love this, so cool, especially for 2005. You got these panels that will allow you to use this extra hinge to bring the knee forward, and then you close it back up. And now it's nice and smooth. Very cool. I really like that. And then of course you can just close those toes. Such an interesting idea. It's so simple too. A lot of Transformers use this nowadays, but they were doing it back in 2005. And there is UFO mode. And of course you can use that hole for the action base that it comes with if you want, or you can just connect the gun down here and he's holding his hand. See, look. Yep, that's the thing. But yeah, that is so cool. The gun's underneath. Actually, let's get that out of there. It looks weird. I don't like it. Yeah, the UFO looks weird with the hand. So that's neat, right? And the thing is, the official one transforms exactly the same. There's no difference in terms of transformation. And like I said, exactly the same. Hopefully the camera's showing off the difference in the yellow. Once again, I think it's because this one's, the official is glossy and the knockoff is matte. I got 2 cheese wedges ready for serving. Now, I mentioned that the official has its own nice big stand. The knockoff has a stand too. This cheap ass thing, okay? It would work a lot better if the joint here at the base connects, hold better, but it's very loose. And really, the arm's so flimsy. This guy, he's like beefy for his size. And so once you peg in one of his guns, where is it? This is one of his guns. I don't want to confuse them. So here's one of his guns. You can peg in here. And then you have the hole at the back of the gun, so you can peg it in. But the problem is, it's very... Look at that. It's like trying to balance, like, do Jenga or something. It's, yeah, it's just so heavy compared to the weak ass neck. So the official one definitely wins on that respect. However, like, you can do it. It just, you gotta be careful. You can also mount the second gun, and that's still the official one. The second gun, because if you notice, this part is just solid on the top. This one, this is where the backpack goes into. There's a hole they made. So now you can take your second gun, and now it's even more better. Look at that. So let's get him with his one piddly gun. One gun. Pleb. So yeah, that's cool too, right? I think it is. And after all that, I'm gonna have to give the victory to the knockoff. Frankly, it's just a little better. I'm actually a bigger fan of the matte plastic without the gloss. Which usually it's the other way around. The knockoff is like really glossy because they don't take off the mold release. Not here. I really like that. I also like the little bit of red in the thrusters, and I looked it up, and I guess it's kind of like both are right, because on the in the liner or the official art, the outer part of the thrusters is yellow, and then the inside is red. So, I mean, technically they're both correct, but I prefer the red just because it matches everything else on the kit that's a thruster, so it makes sense. And having a teeny bit of extra detail on some of the armor is cool. I'm not sure if that's official or if that's accurate, but I like it a little bit more. And the fact that while the official gets one gun, the knockoff gets 2, and they give you trigger for hands for both, and the official only gets 1, so that had to be something. I don't know if there are any hands of other kits that are the exact same as the Asshimar, but that's got to count for something, right? And they give you ports to put the beam rifle, each beam rifle, on the body, which is another really cool thing. And also the fact that mine is tighter in the certain spots that the official is not, and has never been, so don't think it's like age. But the one thing that I appreciate more on the official is the stand. Way better than this stupid little thing. Although it comes with a bracket, so you can connect that to another stand if you'd rather have something better. So you could still utilize the knockoff one. And I don't know how easy it is to get the official one nowadays. But I mean, if you want to get the knockoff with the extra stuff and a little bit extra detailing, you can just go below, and hopefully there'll be a link to Temu to pick it up, give me a hand, you get a kit. It's really awesome. There's also other colors which I want to get. There's a blue one which apparently is based off an official color scheme from I don't remember what the name of the of the group was, but there's an official color of blue, of navy blue with a red stripe, and you can get that now. I don't know if Bandai did. I should have looked into that. There's also a white version, which I don't know if that's anything. Arctic, UFO. I kind of want to get them all, and I might, because I really like this. I love the Asshimar, and who doesn't want a little squadron of UFOs, you know, flying around your desk, right?